Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm watching Top 10 Misconceptions by CGP Grey. I watched this video about 5 historical misconceptions, but that was a while ago and I've honestly forgotten most of that. Although this is just misconceptions, not historical ones. So this could be something that people actually believe today, but is just not true.
Number 10. The Great Wall of China is the only man-made object visible from space.
Yeah, that's not true.
To see something on Earth from space, it would
isn't.
have to be pretty big, which the Great Wall of China, all 5,000 miles of it, certainly is. But it's only 30 feet across at its widest. Here's a photo taken from the International Space Station 200 miles above Earth. Can you spot the Great Wall amid the mountaintops?
No.
Here, right? No, that's a river. The wall is actually here. Even if you guessed the right lines by pure luck, this photo was taken with a zoom lens, so from the window of the International Space Station it would look more like this. Which pretty clearly makes the Great Wall count as not
you can't
visible.
see it.
As for the man-made part of this misconception,
Not with the naked
glorious
eye.
man-made cities blasting light into the void certainly are visible. Number 9. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Socially obnoxious? Yes. Gives you arthritis later in life as karmic punishment? No.
Oh.
Number 8. People only use
This video is 13 years old, so some of these might be no longer accurate. I did hear that people say cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. I never believed it, and apparently it's not true, so that's good to know.
use 10% of their brain. If you haven't seen a medical drama in the past, 30 years, you might not be aware that doctors now have machines that can see inside people's brains, and, contrary to popular belief, 90% of the neurons don't sit around all day doing nothing. While scientists don't yet know exactly what each part does, they do know that all the bits matter. So if you think that someone could scoop out 90% of your brain and you'd still
when someone says that you only use 10% of your brain, they don't mean that only 10% of your brain is actually useful while the rest could be cut out because you don't need it. Like, no one actually means that. I don't think so anyway.
be just fine, then perhaps you really only do use 10% of it. Number 7. Eskimos.
I always assumed that humans only use 10% of their brain means that a human can only use 10% of their brain at a given time. I didn't think people believed that just meant that most of your brain is useless.
Have hundreds of words for snow. This one is technically correct but misleading. Some languages, such as German, like to make compound words by running several smaller ones together, which is why German words are sometimes absurdly long. Inuit languages use compound words as well, so rather than say yellow, German words are
Rechtsschutzversicherungsgesellschaften. I mean, that's not that difficult. That's pretty easy.
Sometimes absurdly long.
Although I do speak German,
Inuit languages use compound words as
for
well.
someone who
so
doesn't,
rather than say
that probably
yellow
looks
snow,
like
as you would in English,
black
an Inuit
magic.
speaker combines the two words into one. But it's not really a new word, just a quirk of grammar. So technically, Eskimos do have hundreds of ways to describe snow, but then so does every language.
Yeah.
Number 6. You need 8 glasses of water a day. While doubtless some people would benefit from drinking more water and drinking less crap, there is no scientific evidence that 8 glasses of water a day is the required amount, and some evidence that it might be too much. And while we're talking about
I never drink 8 full glasses a day, and I'm perfectly fine. So I also don't think I drink, I mean, how much is it? 1.5 or 2 liters per day? I definitely don't drink that much. Not every day, and I'm fine. I was once given this advice by a doctor. Drink till you're thirst. So if you're thirsty, drink. If you're not, don't. Screw the 2 liters a day. Just drink how thirsty you are. And that's it.
water. Number 5. Tap water is bad, but bottled water is good. If you live in a paradise
Not
free from government
necessarily.
regulations like, say, Somalia, then you might have good reason to prefer bottled water over tap.
Yeah.
But modern, functioning countries have something called health regulations, which cover both kinds of water. Also, water is extremely dense, making transporting it from those pristine mountaintops and glaciers enormously expensive, which is why bottled water companies don't bother. Bottled water is often just local tap water with a fancy label and an enormous markup. Number 4. Gum takes 7 years to pass through your digestive system.
That's
This is
not
pretty
true.
easy to disprove yourself, but it's understandable why most people don't try the experiment.
Where did that even come from? If you swallow gum, doesn't it just dissolve in your stomach? I'm pretty sure your stomach acid just dissolves it entirely. Where did that even come from? Was that just parents telling their kids that so that they don't swallow their gum?
Number 3. Blood in your veins is blue. The idea here is that blood in veins
What?
is blue and it only turns red when exposed to the oxygen in the air. Thinking this isn't unreasonable. After all, your veins look blue, and medical diagrams show arteries as red and veins as blue, but it's the same mistake as thinking that Mountain Dew is green because it's in a green bottle.
Yeah, it is.
Pour it out and you discover that Mountain Dew is really piss yellow, which is probably why it's in a green bottle to begin with. The next time you get blood withdrawn from a vein, take a look. What color is it? Red.
I mean, it's
How much
red.
oxygen is inside a good syringe? None. Unless you're a horseshoe crab or Plava Laguna, your blood isn't blue. Number 2. Fan death. This misconception is a specialty of South Korea.
What?
Here, the belief is that if you spend too much time with a rotating fan in a confined space, it will use up all your oxygen and you'll asphyxiate to death. Exactly how the fan, made of a lifeless anaerobic plastic,
How? All you have to do is use common sense and logic to realize that a fan doesn't turn oxygen into carbon dioxide. It just blasts the oxygen into a different like what? Who came up with this?
competes for your oxygen is unclear, but hilariously, South Korean fan manufacturers, who surely must know better, include timers on fans to prevent them from running too long. Number 1. People swallow 8 spiders a year while sleeping. Supposedly,
That's
while you're
not
in bed,
true.
helplessly unconscious with your gob wide open, each year 8 spiders find their way into your mouth and you reflexively swallow them. This is plainly ridiculous. Spiders love warm, moist places, so 8 is far too low an estimate.
It should be more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the spider thing isn't true in the slightest. Although, I don't know, maybe I've swallowed 8 spiders per year. Okay, so the majority of these you should easily be able to disprove yourself just by using common sense and logic. The only ones here that like have to actually be scientifically proven is the one with cracking your knuckles and getting arthritis from it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you're interested, why not watch this video right here? And with that, I hope I'll see you in the next video.